or 200-mile range now, people out there, it's great transportation. Just want to
Yeah. Yeah, I
200 miles.
think it's an important, alternative to cars. Good to see you.
Al, good to see you again. Al is a good man. He's a friend of mine. I ran against him in 2022, and I'm running against him again in 2024.
Okay,
I'm so sorry, but the position official came down, we don't have any campaign here.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
no.
not campaign. Oh,
It's not in his campaign.
okay. Well, it's good to be back in Hermosa Beach because I was born and raised here, and my kids, and I served on this city council for 12 years. So I feel like I'm back home again.
When was it?
That was 1974 through 86, and I was mayor in 1975, 80, and 85. And Al, what I really, took from what you presented earlier is the need for these complicated issues. They are complicated, they are challenging, that we need a balance. And unfortunately, in the state of California, we have a one-party state. We don't have a balance. And we need to create a balance, bring people together, compromise. And I know you've tried hard, and I have a track record when I was on this council, because okay, I have two questions. Okay. First question is Prop 47. I heard you speak on it. I signed the initiative, and it has qualified. It's going to be on the ballot. So I'd like to know two questions. One, your position on Prop 47, the people's initiative to make the amendments supported by most of the DAs and law enforcement in the state of California, and your position on parental rights in education.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you, George. I know that I spoke earlier about how I've introduced numerous bills to attempt to reform Proposition 47. I think
Maybe you could say what Prop 47 is. I'm sure
I-
most people don't
Okay,
know.
I did talk about it earlier, but
You weren't here, sorry. Thank you. Okay, good for you.
But
Oh, brother.
again, real quick, Proposition 47 was the initiative passed in 2014 by 60% of California voters. The basic intent of it was to try to focus on the lower level criminal offenses, especially involving property theft and drug crimes, to focus more on, drug rehabilitation services, mental health services, and to try to move away from all of the money being spent on our prisons and jails. I talked earlier about how, I feel like it has gone too far, and so, as I've as I've expressed through the numerous bills that I've introduced, I have been working to try to amend Proposition 47, and I will continue to support Proposition 47 reform. On the issue of parental rights in education, although that is very vague, I suspect you're talking about a particular bill. I never remember my own bill numbers. Okay, all right. Yeah. So, there is a bill that is going to come before my committee, the Assembly Education Committee, next Wednesday. And it is a bill that is sponsored by the California LGBTQ Caucus. And it is a bill that, among other provisions, the main provision is that it would prohibit school districts from requiring school employees, teachers, staff, others, from notifying parents if their children, demonstrate any indication of changing their gender identity, and the fundamental premise of the bill is that issues of gender identity, well, first of all, issues of gender identity are a deeply personal topic that I did not go through that experience, and so I'm relying on my LGBTQ friends, but there are numerous studies that show that when students are outed, for not identifying with the gender of their birth, assigned at their birth, that they get beaten by their parents, they get beaten by their classmates.
That's not true.
That's a lie. That is a lie.
BS.
That is a lie.
Okay. Those are the facts.
No, they're not.
Facts. Those are
No. No.
No,
they're not, Al.
all right, you can, okay, wait, hold on. We all agree
Guy who
that we're
wants
gonna have a
e-bikes for
civil
everybody.
conversation, and so I'll give all of you an opportunity to provide your, what you believe to be true.
Oh my God.
But those are the facts that I'm operating on.
You mean lies?
Now, let me
Those are the lies you're operating on.
Let me emphasize that as a parent of a high school daughter, if I had any questions about my child's gender identity, I would want to have that conversation with my child at home, in the privacy of the home.
Thank you.
Okay.
And so I don't think we should be requiring school employees to get involved with those private family conversations.
There's like 3 people applauding that. 3 people.
And so that is the basic intent of this bill, to keep school employees out of family matters. These are family issues.
There's like only 2 people applauding that.
And we should not be requiring teachers and school staff to be gender cops. We should absolutely promote parental rights by having parents engaging in those conversations with their children and not bringing in these outsiders into those intimate areas.
A lot of things you talked about today, they all kind of link together. First of all, with education, it's a competitive world. And the more unique and valuable skills kids have, the better careers they're gonna have. I mean, look at plumbers, they're never gonna be obsolete by AI. I mean, there's no way. But if we have better schools, that will also enable them to be able to get jobs and provide for themselves. And I think, when you look at homeless, there's 3 categories. There's the down their luck, there's the drug people, and there's the mental. But there's different ways of handling each group. But better schools will help in that area. And then you tie everything to high cost of housing. The good thing about high cost of housing, the thing that drives high cost of housing is jobs. We have good jobs, so we should be thankful for that. However, the problem you have is in areas like Silicon Valley, where you've got this nucleus of tech companies. I went to school in San Jose and went to work for Apple and all that. And Apple can't move because they'll lose employees. So it's very important for them to own their space, right? And I was working for another tech company. We moved from one location to another, lost 3 key employees because they didn't want to do the additional 5-mile commute. So what if you were to take industries that don't have higher paying jobs? And we did this at Apple. We moved accounting and we moved